I never thought my son would hide me at his own wedding. But the moment I saw where they seated me, I felt something break inside me. The music was loud. The lights were soft. Guests were laughing. And there I was, sitting near the service area where waiters kept rushing past with trays and dishes. That was my seat. The mother of the groom. Placed like a forgotten guest. Or maybe like a burden. My name is Sarah. And I worked my entire life to raise my son Daniel. I cleaned houses. I stitched clothes late into the night. I skipped meals so he could eat well. I never complained, because I believed he would grow into a man who valued me. But as I sat beside stacks of used plates, and the sound of clattering utensils, I wondered if I had been wrong all along. When a waiter nearly bumped into my chair, he apologized. "Sorry, ma'am, they told us to keep this path clear." I forced a smile. "Of course. I understand." I looked toward the main tables, each one decorated with flowers, candles, and elegant place cards. I saw Daniel's new wife's family laughing together near the front. I saw his father, my ex-husband, sitting proudly with them. But me, I was pushed to the edge of the hall, almost invisible. Still, I stayed quiet. A mother learns to swallow pain. But the real shock came minutes later, when someone sat in the empty chair next to me. A woman, maybe in her late 60s, dignified, elegant. She looked at me with warm eyes. "Are you Sarah, the groom's mother?" "Yes," I replied, surprised. "And you?" She folded her hands on her lap. "I am Linda, Jenna's stepmother." I had seen her earlier, sitting at the front table, next to the bride's father. She was respected, well-dressed, important. So why was she here with me now? Before I could ask, she leaned closer. "I asked them to move me here. I wanted to talk to you." My heart tightened. Why? What did she want from me? Linda looked around, observing how far we were from the main hall. "They placed you here on purpose, did you know?" My breath caught. I felt my eyes sting, but I stayed silent. What was I supposed to say? That my son had told me, "Mom, there were no seats left near the family. We had to put you where we could." A lie I swallowed because I didn't want to embarrass him. Linda continued. "My husband wanted me to sit at the front table, but I refused. I told him, if the mother of the groom is not sitting with honor, then I won't either." For a moment, I didn't know how to respond. Why would she care? Why would she take a stand for someone she barely knew? She sighed softly. "Jenna told me something you should hear. It might hurt, but I think you deserve the truth." My stomach clenched. "What truth?" Linda turned her chair slightly, so she faced me. "Jenna overheard a conversation last week. Your son Daniel told her father, 'Don't worry. My mom won't make trouble. She is used to staying out of the way. We will place her somewhere she can't embarrass us.'" The words hit me like a blow. Hard, sharp, sinking deep into me. Embarrass them. Me. The woman who carried him, fed him, sacrificed everything for him. I felt numb. The music faded. The laughter blurred. And the world around me dimmed into a hollow echo. Linda noticed the way my hands trembled. "I am sorry, Sarah. Jenna didn't agree with him. She argued with Daniel. But her father insisted. He wanted to keep everything perfect for the guests." I swallowed the pain, forcing myself to breathe. It felt like all the years of struggle gathered inside my chest and burst at once. I forced out a small whisper. "Why are you telling me this?" "Because," she said, "this is your son's wedding. You should not be hidden. And because I lost my own son. And I know how it feels when someone you love does not value you while they are still alive." Her voice cracked just a little. And for a moment, two mothers sat together. One grieving a child. One grieving the respect of hers. She stood up, straightened her dress. "Come with me." "Where are we going?" I asked quietly. She looked at me with a firm, gentle expression. "To get the honor you deserve." Before I could protest, she took my hand. Her grip strong, reassuring. We walked together toward the front of the hall. I felt eyes turning toward us. Whispers starting. People noticing something unusual. The bride saw us first. Jenna hurried over with worry in her eyes. "Linda, is everything all right?" Linda nodded. "Yes, dear. Everything is perfect. But this is not where your mother-in-law should be." Jenna looked at me. Really looked. And guilt washed over her face. Mom. I am so sorry. Please come sit with us. You should have been here from the beginning. Her sincerity softened me. She was young, trying to balance families, trying not to upset anyone. But the decision to seat me far away had not been hers. Then Daniel appeared. His face pale. His voice cracking. Mom. Why were you up front? You should stay where? He stopped when he noticed Linda standing protectively beside me. And the look in her eyes could have silenced an entire room. Daniel, she said quietly, your mother raised you with more strength than this. And you repay her by placing her beside dirty dishes. There are things you may not understand about respect. But I do. Guests murmured. Some nodded. Some exchanged glances. Daniel's lips parted. He seemed suddenly smaller. Like a boy. Not a man. Mom. I didn't mean. I lifted my hand, stopping him. And for the first time that day, my voice did not shake. Daniel. I said. Look around. This is your wedding. Your new life. Your new family. And yet you believed I would embarrass you. He lowered his gaze. I could see the shame sinking in. I continued. Calm but firm. I never wanted a fancy seat. I never asked for attention. All I wanted was to feel like your mother. Not an inconvenience to be hidden. I could feel the room quiet. Even the music seemed distant. Every guest was listening. Daniel finally whispered. Mom. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please sit with me. Please. I looked at him. At my son in his wedding suit. Looking scared and regretful. And I knew this was a moment he would remember for the rest of his life. I nodded slowly. Not because he deserved forgiveness. Not yet. But because I was ready to show the world. And him. That I was no longer the mother who stayed in the shadows. Linda squeezed my arm gently. Then stepped back. Letting me choose where I wanted to stand. Jenna guided me to the main table. Placing me beside her. Not behind. Not hidden. But beside. As I sat down, I felt a strange warmth. Not pride. Not victory. Just a sense of finally being seen. Throughout the dinner Daniel kept glancing at me. Trying to read my expression. Trying to repair what he had broken. Later, during the mother-son dance, he held my hand and whispered, Mom, I will never treat you like that again. I promise. I did not answer. I simply rested my head lightly on his shoulder. Not as a reward, but as a reminder that respect is earned. And once lost, is hard to reclaim. But one thing stayed with me. Long after the music stopped. Long after the guests left. And long after the lights dimmed. It was the moment my son turned around. Saw who was sitting beside me. And realized, too late, that you cannot hide the person who raised you. He hid me at his wedding, but the truth forced him to face me in front of everyone.